Anomaly species, Desolivore. Risk profile, cognitohazardous. Threat level, societal. Description. The Desolivore is a humanoid creature that feeds on human emotions, primarily loneliness and associated feelings like jealousy. To the naked eye and from far away, it resembles a slim human figure with long, shimmering black hair. However, as one gets closer, they begin to recognize something isn't quite right. Its eyes are sunken into its skull with deep, dark circles around them. Wrinkles crease the edges of its eyelids, giving them a weathered, tired appearance. Below this, the creature lacks a nose, instead having two holes where the skull would connect to the nasal cartilage. The mouth and gums of this creature are jet black, and the gum line retracts from the teeth, showing the results of dental decay, a skeletal mouth structure exposing the bloody, gangrenous roots of the teeth. The shine from the hair is revealed to be from a coating of viscous mucus. Way more scary than hot now, right? No? What's wrong with you? This creature is skilled at detecting the signs of loneliness. A depressive stance, fear of interaction, encyclopedic knowledge about anime. This entity will sit back and examine the environment for an extended period of time. It will single out the most vulnerable individual and approach them when they are alone. The Desolivore will try to get the victim away from populated areas as quickly as possible to begin its feeding process. It will flirt with its intended host, suggesting they spend some time together privately. It has a cognitohazardous hold over whoever it targets, transforming the monster's horrific visage into one that looks stunning to the victim. The entity contorts the viewer's perception to make them believe that they are looking at the most beautiful person they ever laid eyes on. Its cognitohazardous beauty effect in this manner rivals even that of 14 shots of Henny in a dimly lit bar. The gender and overall appearance will be warped to what the individual is attracted to, but it always somewhat resembles roughly the same being. The creature will mimic aspects of the victim's personality, aesthetics, values, anything that would make them look like an ideal partner. If the person is lonely because they lost someone, be it because of death or otherwise, the creature will take the form of those they had lost. Those it's after are none the wiser.
Rose, is it really you? I thought you passed away in that exploding milk carton opening accident that happened right after you said you didn't love me anymore.
Yes, well, I've decided that I do love you, and also that I'm not dead anymore.
I knew you would!
TLDR, red flags just look pink through rose-tinted glasses. Its goal is to isolate the individual and destroy the mental faculties holding their sanity together, using its cognitohazardous powers to keep them in some sort of mind prison. Once it gets the victim alone, it kisses them. The host's eyes roll back into their head, and they collapse. The victim's consciousness seemingly phases into a black void of nothing. Being fed upon by a Desolivore is similar to being in solitary confinement, except you don't even have the bearings of your own body. The Desolivore will then hide this body, and return routinely when the suffering and loneliness has reached a breaking point, to suck it out with another monstrous mouth-to-mouth. Every time I do that, I'm afraid I'm gonna choke on my own spit. While a host can be fed on by a Desolivore for an extended period of time without dying, most individuals go completely insane after a few days of uninterrupted feeding. This creature is not only insidious, but also intelligent. In recent years, with the rise of what has been branded the Loneliness Industrial Complex, this entity has been able to magnify its power significantly. It's taken to using dating apps as lures. I mean, Tinder was already a monstrous entity designed to prey on the desperation of lonely individuals, but now they got a mascot. I love when companies do this because I can think of Tony the Tiger rather than be sad about how my decisions make me fat. This creature has perfected its hunting strategy in the modern world, using a catfish strategy to appeal to whatever customizable flavor of loneliness the individual has. If the victim is an antisocial and horny League of Legends player, they go with hooker dressed as anime girl. If the victim is a woman who feels like her only option is being used by fuckboys or nagged by nice guys, they'll be an unattainable man who somehow was already completely catered to their dreams even though they've never met, and has no commitment problems at all. Neither the John nor the prostitute, the Coomer nor the cam girl, the two girls nor the one cup are safe from the Desolivore. The Desolivore cares not for where they fall in this emotional ecosystem. It cares for what it can suck out of them. Come, loneliness. If the victim somehow gets away from this entity without completely losing their mind, they'll be scarred for the rest of their life. For some reason, even though they know exactly what happened, they miss the very entity that almost destroyed them. They know they shouldn't. They know that returning to it would be certain death. The thing is, even though it isn't real, just the feeding practices of this anomaly still feels like the most unnaturally powerful connection they've ever felt to anything. Over time, this cognitohazard will fade, but many return back to the Desolivore, fully knowing and accepting their fate. Once the cognitohazardous effects phase, the scars can still affect future relationships, which is tragic, because genuine human connection is the one way to slowly heal the wounds left by this creature. Anyways, this little critter has nothing to do with any problems, be they individual or societal. I actually have never felt lonely before in my whole life. If you feel lonely sometimes, that's bad, and you should be ashamed of it because it's unnatural. And it's not something everyone experiences, and that's completely normal. Only your dumb ass. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with all notifications enabled, or I'll kick you in the balls, or lack thereof. I want to shout out Dead Rex for making these spooky critters.
Shout out the inner circle. Love y'all. Alright.